everybody, this is Karaleise. What's up, what's up, what's up? I am out here in the woods, y'all. Out here in the woods, in the cabin. I'm ready for the weekend just to relax and unwind and take a break. So, I thought before I leave here, which we're going to leave soon to go see some more waterfalls, I wanted to do this quick video to talk about something very appropriate for this kind of setting, which is self-care. Self-care as a business analyst, as a professional, as a working person. Self-care is very important and we always sometimes overlook it. But in this video, we're going to talk about some of those things that you need to be doing and how to handle the stress at work and the things that you have to do, you feel like you have to do, but really you can do them at the expense of your own self, right? So that's what we're talking about today. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my weekend away. This is my escape that I have decided to do. It's really cool up here. It's like way high in the mountains. You'll never find this place. I literally went, when I came up here, I was like, okay, this is where they film those horror movies, right? It's super dark at night, really far away, up in the woods. No one will ever find you. But if you really want an escape and you want to just chill and you want to be at one with nature, this is also the place for that. So we had fun. We have a hot tub outside. We had roasting marshmallows by the fire. There is wild animals. We haven't seen them, but we've been told that they are here. So we're looking out for that as well. I didn't bring Jackson because I'm scared of bald eagles swooping down and grabbing him, or maybe a hawk or something. I don't know. But I didn't bring the dog because I just can't keep my eyes on my daughter and also my dog. I left him with a dog sitter, so he should be having fun because where I left him, he has other dogs to play with. So not worried about that. But yeah, this was great. It's not too far from the city. Even though it's up in the mountains, you can easily get to the highway when you come off the hill. So, I mean, I think it's a great hideaway spot. So that's where I am. That's the setting you're looking at here in the background. So let's get back to the topic of the video, which is self-care as a business analyst. Self-care. So this is what I'm doing to do some self-care because I've been working very hard over the last month. As you guys know, I launched a book. Go check out my book, y'all. This is going to give you an unfair advantage to get your next business analyst job. And even if you want to switch careers, let's say you want to do something in a different career, you can see which careers actually are great because they already use the business analysis skills that you have. So go check out my book. It's available on Amazon, but you can also get it from the link I'm going to put in the description. If you click it from that link, you will get a downloaded package that comes with the book, which is some templates, some resources, some information that you can't get if you buy it on Amazon, because you know Amazon is like, this is the book, this is all you can get. But with the other website, I can package other things to give you additional resources to make sure that you can be successful. So go check out my book. It's really a report. It's called the Business Analyst Job Market Report. It's a research I did with extensive data from LinkedIn to find out what are employers looking for when they're hiring business analysts, and what are some of the answers that business analysts can get that they've been wanting to know about employment and the job market in general for business analysts. It's very immensely valuable. I mean, every question you could possibly have, I believe I've answered it. I think so, right? But if you find something that you haven't seen answered there, you can let me know. But I think I've answered the majority of the questions I've gotten from YouTube comments, from emails I've gotten, from consultations I've done, from speaking engagements I've done, and from just looking at other people's websites and what other questions they're asking out there. So I think it's a lot of value. So go check it out in the description and get that report, y'all. Get the report. So I did that. I was also working on, I'm doing consultations now, so people can book some time with me. You can do that on my website. You go to karaleise.com. There is a section that says, schedule an appointment. You can find some time on my calendar and we can have a session there where I can help to guide you with some things. Maybe you have an interview coming up for a business analyst job. Maybe you're working already, but you need some guidance on a specific thing. Maybe writing requirements, maybe writing user stories. You need some help there. I could do that. Maybe you have just wanting to start your career, you want to figure out what is the steps that you should take, I do those kind of consultations, and it's always going to be individual. So I want to know what is your specific problem, and I find that out with a 15-minute free consultation first, and then the paid session is where I use the information you told me, and I craft a package that can help you and answer the questions that you're having, and fill the gap that you're having specifically to you. So it's very, very personalized. It's one-on-one, right? It's not a group thing. So there's that. I also did the fit model. I think most of you have seen that, where it's a test that you can do to find out if you are a fit for business analysis. So, okay, what would make you a fit? Well, maybe there's some things that you're already doing in your life that is going to be conducive to being a business analyst. So when you make the switch to that career, you already have these innate traits. So what are those innate traits? So the fit test is built to uncover what you're already doing to see if your behavior already is going to be helpful for you to become a business analyst. So you don't have to learn any new business analysis skills. You don't have to do no course. You don't have to change anything in your life. You just need to take the test, and it's going to analyze you based on what you're already doing. So I did that model, and I thought that was very successful. We've had many people do the test, and we have an average score. At the end of the test, you get your results immediately. It tells you exactly what your results are. I also email the results to you, so you can have that in your email, and then you can see what your score is compared to the scores of others who took the test. So you can see where you lie compared to the other people. We've had over 200 and more people take the test so far, and there is an average score, so you get the results immediately. So this is not a test where you do it and then you have to pay some money and you can't see what your result is. Now it's all free. Okay, it's all free. You go to Karaleise.com, you click on the fit test model, you take the test, and it takes you maybe 15-20 minutes because it's very thought-provoking. You have to think about some of the answers. You take the test for 15 minutes, and at the end of the test you get your results right away, and then there's some additional next steps I provide to say, okay, if you've gotten your result, it could either be a fit, it could be a low fit, meaning that you're probably not gonna be very successful in this career, you probably should look elsewhere. It could be a fit where you're like borderline, you basically make the cut but you're not really exceptional, you're just doing enough. Then you have a good fit where you have a lot of good things that are going to be great if you can just hone those skills some more. Then you have an excellent fit. Woo, this is great. Like you're killing it already, right? You're doing great. This is amazing. And then you have perfect fit. I don't expect anybody to be a perfect fit. However, I have had maybe 2 or 3 people hit the perfect fit score. And so I was blown away. Like, who is a perfect fit just out the gate like that? But yeah, there are people like that. So you can go to Karaleise.com and take that fit test just to analyze yourself and do a self-evaluation before you spend all the money and do all the courses. Make sure that you know that this is something that you would fit your personality already, right? So I've done that, and I've done another thing in my personal life, which I've switched jobs, right? So I was working very hard in a small company. Again, I love small companies because small companies give you a lot of room for growth. You can get decisions made very quickly. You can see how all the pieces work together for the business. There's just a lot of benefits. So I really do love working with small companies, startups, SaaS companies in particular. I have a lot of affection for those business models. So I was working in a small company, doing a lot of work there. I started there. They were not as great in terms of their processes and the business analysis part of it. And I went in there. I was able to bring them to a very higher standard, I would say. So when I left, I feel like I have given them more, and they were in a better position than they were when I started. So I was with that small company. I got approached by another company, and it was a great deal. So I took it. I took it. And so I'm starting a new job, and just making the switch like that in a very short time, launching a book, doing the fit test model, starting a consultation service. It's a lot. And I did all of this within the month of April. So, it's a lot. And so I was working really hard. I had deadlines at work. I had a lot of things to do. And I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I was sleeping like, 4 hours a night, if so much. I'd wake up early in the morning, try to finish one thing to start another thing. Everything had a big, hard deadline I had to meet. And so I was just running like running on the wheel, running on the wheel, running on the wheel. You'll see I didn't make a lot of videos in the month of April because I'm just doing so much stuff. And so I thought to myself, I need a break. At the end of April, I was like, okay, I think I've hit the mark on all the things I needed to get done. One thing with me, if I commit to it, I'm doing it. If it means I'm going to sleep 2 hours a night to get it done, I will, because I am very committed. So if I commit to something, I have to get it done, and I have to get it done in high quality. So I did all of that, and it was at the expense of my well-being, right? Self-care, going back to the topic of the video. It was at the expense of my self-care. I wasn't spending time with my daughter as much. She ended up spending a lot of time by herself, and she's her only child, which is sad, and we're in a pandemic. There's not much kids that can come over. So it was very, very difficult. My voice is going, sorry guys. It was very difficult. So I had to take a break, and this is the way I took a break, right? I just packed up my stuff, decided to go as far as I can with civilization, at least in the mountain part of it, because this cabin is high in the mountain, but as soon as you get off the hill, you're actually on the main road. So it feels far away, but really it's not that much physically far away. So I did that, and so now I'm here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the self-care too, because in my case, I work very, very hard, and I'm very, very dedicated, but then I play very, very hard, and when it's time to have fun, I'm all in as well, right? I'm all in. So it's that dichotomy that I have, but I don't know if it's a good thing to work yourself to the bone and then have lots of fun for a short time, and then work yourself to the bone again and have a short break with lots of fun too. I think it might be better to balance, right? So I want to talk to you guys about balancing, and it's something I'm going to learn for myself as well, where you have to think about the fact that nothing is more important than you. Your job is not more important than you. Sometimes even your family is not more important than you, because when you're working on something, it might seem that this is the most important thing for the company. This is the most important project. You have to get it done. The clients are waiting on it, and you feel immense pressure and immense responsibility for it. But the truth is that, management could make a decision tomorrow and the project is done. And all that heavy work that you did, that sleepless night that you had, neglecting your family and all that stuff, for nothing, right? So you can remember that if you're an employee, you work for a company, they make the decisions at the end of the day. And so you could be thinking that this is really important, but it's not as important if they decide it's not important anymore. They can make a change like that on a whim. So you have to remember to make yourself important and not value your job and the work that you're doing for your job over just your own self and your self-care. In other words, don't be a complete workaholic, okay? Don't be a complete workaholic, because work decisions will be made, and some of them don't always remember that you have put in so much work into it, and they may decide to cancel the project because it's not financially viable, or some of the team takes it over, or whatever. So you give your all whenever you're working on something. You always make sure your work is high quality, but not at the expense of your own health. And I know this is obvious, but you'll be surprised how many people just are so committed especially as female, we are very perfectionist sometimes. We want it to get done properly. We want it to be great. We want to put all our effort into it because we feel we're going to be recognized for that, and we're working harder against our male, co-workers. Sometimes we feel competition like that. So don't do that, right? Don't value the work that you're doing over your own self. It's not good. Take breaks, like take breaks during the day and take breaks on weekends. If you can find a weekend away, do it, right? I know sometimes it's expensive, but you need to value your own self so that you don't end up running down. You'll have burnout. You will have burnout, and it's not good, right? Other thing to guard against is working harder doesn't always mean that you're going to be more successful. Working harder doesn't always mean you're going to be more successful. It's really working smarter. So if you're working really hard at something and you're coming up with a lot of things, you're outputting a lot, you're delivering a lot, and you're doing a lot, sometimes what that does is they pile more onto your plate because you're like, oh, you can get this done within such a short time. Okay, cool. I'm going to give you twice as much. And you get that done. Oh, great. Give it some more. And so you end up just taking on more and taking on more and taking on more to the point where you're expected to deliver at this rate. And then it just becomes like extra pressure that you don't need to have. And you just start feeling burdened and you just start burning out. Because if you allow them to pile the work on you and you don't say anything, they will keep doing it because you're an employee, especially if you're a salaried employee. They'll try to get the most out of you. So you have to pace yourself at sometimes. So work hard, give good quality work when it's needed, but be ready to pull back, right? And make sure that you're not allowing yourself to be overburdened unnecessarily. And also, in line with this, knowing to stop working hard. I'll give an example what this could look like. It could be that you're working really hard on something and you're really interested in it, you love it, so you just want to keep going and you find a lot of satisfaction in it, but sometimes you end up doing other people's jobs. And you like that because you're exposing yourself to other departments, you're learning more. So personally, you're developing by doing that. And so you don't really care if people think you're doing other people's jobs. But the more you do that, the less the organization can see where there's a gap. Like if you're doing two persons' jobs, they don't realize that this is another person's job for them to go hire for that job. They just think you can do it. And so you end up spreading yourself too thin and you end up doing so much and you feel like you're going to be appreciated for it. Sometimes you are and sometimes you are not. Sometimes they just see you as a workaholic that they can throw the load on and they just have fun and go on their skiing trips and enjoy their life because you're doing the job for them. So be very careful not to be such a good worker that you pigeonhole yourself into doing multiple people's jobs and then you don't get the benefit or the appreciation that you deserve for it at the expense of your own care, at the expense of your own health, at the expense of your family. Because now you've set the bar so high that you have to keep reaching further over that bar and they're just not pulling their weight because you can do it for them. So be very careful of knowing that and knowing to stop. So if I'm working on a project and I see that I'm doing a lot of stuff and it's been appreciated and people are grateful for it, I feel encouraged to do it and I might keep doing it but it's really not good. So this is advice I'm taking for myself. It's really not good. You need to let each person's role do the job that they're supposed to do so that the management can see that they need a person in this role and you're helping somebody else get employed. You're going to help someone get that job because you're not trying to fill every gap that you see, right? Because just because of your goodwill, you'd want to do that, but it's not always a good thing to do. The other thing that you should look at when you think about pulling back is look at the environment that you're working in. Look at the people that you're working for. Look at how the management and leadership is treating everyone. If you're in a company where they encourage everyone, so everybody, whether they perform or not, get encouraged. Encouragement could be just saying thank you for things, highlighting people's performances in maybe company newsletters or company meetings or whatever the encouragement could be, just within the team even, having a team meeting and talking about the accomplishments that they have made. If you see that happening, that's a good sign. If you see where they encourage everyone and tell people thanks and show them appreciation, they also praise good behavior. So you're coming in early, you're leaving late, which is bad. But if they're like recognizing, oh, we thank you for the extra work that you did by staying later or whatever, that's like praising a good well, good for them, but a behavior that they appreciate, I guess. Or you've just, you know, turned in something, delivered something earlier than you were supposed to, or you got a client to sign up and they were about to churn or something, I don't know, whatever good behavior that you have been able to demonstrate, and you found that they praised it, that's a great sign to keep doing it. If you find that they recognize performance, so when you've really done something that helps the company make more money, maybe you've improved the process to reduce the waste, and so you'd have saved in expenses because of that, or you've done such good customer service that clients want to come back and, you know, upsell and buy more things, whatever the performance is that is being measured. If you've been able to help them get to that performance level, you've personally been able to deliver things, and you found that it's been recognized. And this recognition could be in different ways. They could give you a gift card. This is like monetary recognition I'm talking about, or some kind of physical thing, not just, oh, this is a great job and it's lip service. No, I'm talking about recognizing it, giving you a gift card, giving you a hotel with your family to go somewhere, a ski trip here, to the beach here, like whatever. If they're recognizing the performance and giving you something to show that they recognize it, that's a great sign to keep going. That's a great sign. But if you're in a company where none of this is happening, they're not encouraging everyone, right? Just generally the company doesn't recognize, they don't give thanks, they don't show appreciation, you're just working, and you feel like you're just like a laborer. Like you're just working, and the work that you do is great, but nobody recognizes it, and nobody encourages it, nobody praises the good behavior. That's a good sign to pull back and just do what you're paid to do. Okay, so that's going to help you with your self-care, because you're not going to be giving so much and feel like you're getting a little bit in return or nothing in return, and it won't cause you to feel so unappreciated, for example. So the mental way that you care for yourself, as well as the physical way, as well as just de-stressing, it's very important, because if we are into being quality business analysts, which everybody who follows me, I always challenge you to be, right? So I think that everybody who follows me is a high quality, super intelligent, above average intelligence person, right? Who is working very hard and is doing a great job. If you're one of those people and you're following me and you're seeing that these are the things that are happening in your environment, and you're working really hard, you're doing a lot, you're not getting recognized, pull back. That's the time to pull back and just do what you're supposed to do. That way you preserve your mental state and your physical state. And if you can get away for a weekend or take a vacation or something, your vacation is very important. It's very important for your self-care, right? So you don't have to wait until you accumulate those days. Some companies, you have to accumulate certain days before you can take a break. But you always, most of us in the corporate world, we have our weekends, right? So you can plan something around your weekend, plan something around a holiday, and take a break and enjoy and relax, recharge, you know, re-strategize, and be better as a professional. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that was helpful. And we are going to go pack our things and head out. We're going to go see some falls, like I said earlier. And we're probably going to just walk around and look at some touristy stuff in the city from where we are. It's a very touristy city, and there's a lot of, you know, arts and, you know, crazy stuff to look at. But, you know, there's a river also where we can eat our lunch and look over the river and see stuff like that. Maybe I'll go in the river myself. Who knows? I'm here to have fun, right? That's what I'm doing. Okay, guys. Well, this was great. I will see you guys next time in the next video. Take care. Check out the book. Check out the report, the Business Analyst Job Market Report. It's going to be helpful for you, I promise. So go check that out. Either you want to get it on Amazon or on the link I'm going to share, and get the information to help you to be successful in your next business analyst job. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.